Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Monday, July 21st, 2014. Alright, so if we wanted to take a look at what happened announcement-wise last week, you would click on this 18 here and take a peek at consumer sentiment, which they were expecting an 83, and they got an 81.3, and they always rationalize the number somehow or another with a positive slant on it, which I always find kind of amusing. If you want to go back to, leading indicators also came in a little bit low, but you could have fooled us by the way really the market reacted on Friday. So for today, there's really nothing going on from an announcement perspective. We have lots of earnings though. So taking a look at the futures, Asia is currently looking mixed, and that's probably the way they're going to remain. There might be a couple of these markets that may still be open, I'm not sure. I think they're all pretty much closed, except for maybe the Sensex. They may still be moving along, but pretty much I think everybody else is closed. Over in Europe, it's lunchtime there, and it is pretty bearish. And you can look to see there could be some hints at what's going on if you take a look at these headlines. So I'm going to stay out of the politics for right now. Let's just stick with what we sort of know that we're doing. Okay, gold 1314 up 560 overnight, and oil basically unchanged at 101.93. And then our futures are looking a tad bit to the bearish side themselves. So look for a possible lower day, move lower today, which is what we're hoping for with this SPX trade that we have on here. We're looking to stay below this 1990 level, and Friday wasn't a good day for us there. Let's take a look at it just for fun here. Bring up that chart. Yeah, it was a little bit disturbing. I took a counter trend trade on this last week, not according to the rules. I could slap another one on here though, because now we're looking for a possible 20 delta trade here. Alright, if there's a bit of a chop here, it's because I forgot to restart the recorder, and I had to back up and try to figure out where I left off, but I think I know where I left off. Alright, I have a long put on CELG. Now, if we were to take a look at CELG this morning, the last trade was at 85.06, and the bid-ask we're looking at 75 and 87, which, if you looked at the midpoint on that, would be around 81 or so. So there's a good possibility that this may gap down at the open. You can't always rely on that, but that may be the way that it is. So I'm just looking to stay in this for a couple more days, and hopefully we get a move down. Don't know that I want to hang around for earnings. From a risk perspective, we have $400 in this thing, roughly $397 it says here. So rounded off, it's $400. So I'm looking for a pump up in implied volatility, and we're getting sort of some of that here. We're at 47%, 60. I think we were a little bit higher last week. So I'm looking for this to increase, which will drive this white line up. And as I showed you last week, and move down in price so that we can at least, I'd like to get like a 200% profit on this thing. Or I mean 100%. So that's kind of what my goal is. So I paid $1.98 for it. So I'd be looking for a $4 or $3.50, somewhere around there, for this price to get up to there. I may just put an order in to exit then, but on the other hand, if momentum is taking us in that direction, we should just stick with it, don't you think? So I don't know, we'll just see what happens. It's like, okay, so for exits, it's not a hard and fast rule for me. I could say, well, even if I make $1 off this thing, 50% profit, I'd be happy. So I may do that too. I may think about it today and see which way she's moving. All right. Then we got this SPX trade. We'll take a look at that when we get down to it. Let's start with our scan. Oh, wait a minute. Before we start with that, let's do this. This is last week. Only closed one trade last week, and that was this Chipotle, which was a 20 delta. We need more trades. We have to have the averages work out for us. This was a slim week. I took a pass on a lot of trades, and I shouldn't do that. I should get into every one if I can. So it was kind of a hosed up week last week. I had a grandson that had he went to a soccer camp, and it was pretty far away, so I spent a lot of time traveling to and from. So that is my excuse. All right. I always have excuses. I can rationalize anything, and I think most anybody else can too. All right, let's start with our scan. Apple. We have earnings today. No touchy. And that is after the market tonight. That should be fun. Amazon. No touchy. Apples this week. Earnings this week. So, no touchy that. BIDU. I believe we have the same situation. We have earnings this week. Nice move here, though. This is a very nice, classic move here. This is the 24th. Today's the 21st. That looks like Thursday. This is alertable. At least for a couple day trade. If we do a 50 delta on this and we're in until like Thursday, then that's good. That would be good, especially if it works out. So we're going to throw an alert on this. And we have to make sure that we get out before earnings. So there's some time here for this to work for us. CELG, I think we already took a look at that. We have earnings coming up. And this is a earnings play. I'm going to cancel this alert. It's really kind of meaningless as far as that goes. We're hoping for a move down, maybe an open down here someplace, which might help us a lot. But in the meantime, we have until Thursday. Really, this is indicating that this is going to move up. So that's interesting. Now, I have a dilemma of sorts, I guess you could say. A dilemma that I kind of like. Where, we're sort of in an uptrend. We may have a new trend here. I'm afraid of this lower high, and now we have a lower low. It's weighs against this particular trade right here, taking a 50 delta trade on the bullish side. It makes me a little bit nervous. I think we're going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to put an alert on it anyway, and let's see what happens. So I do have a new alert. Okay, so we'll see if it moves above that today. And if it does, I might give it a shot. Alright. Chipotle, which we could have stayed in this pretty easily in hindsight. But the increasing IV, which we're looking at right now, is at 72 percentile over the last year. Yeah, I don't know what it looks like now. I could go back and do a simulated trade on it. Do I still have it in here? Yeah, okay. It's still sitting in here, and it's locked at $1. So we'd be at $36 right now. So that was a panic move that I should not have done. Oh well, sometimes it works out that way. Do we have something? Well, we have earnings today on this, so, let's see here. After the market tonight. Alright, Chipotle is always kind of interesting. I'm not touching that today though. Costco. We're looking for a 20 delta here. What do we got going right now? We could do a 20 delta on this. I'm going to put this on the 20 delta list. Just because it's kind of low in this range here right now. I mean, well, it's midpoint in the range right now. And if it makes a move up today, it might be a good trade. It's just one that we're going to take a look at for a 20 delta. And that would be a bull put. Okay. DJX, take a peek at that. We're getting higher highs here, so it's marching up very smartly. Curiously, though, we could be looking at a 20 delta on this. I'm going to put it on list. Just because I said I would never trade this, so now I'm thinking about trading it. So I want to put this on the list to take a look at today. Now remember, this does not have weeklies, which is why I did not want to trade it, but the next expiration is how many days out? It is, oh, there is a weekly here. Well, be ding-danged, but it's not multiple weeklies, so the next one that I would get into would be August. And a 20 delta on the put side would put us around 167, which is down here, which would be probably a pretty safe trade. If we're looking at 4 weeks, 167. Right, it always moves faster to the downside as shown here. So anyway, yeah, that has possibilities. We will take a look at it. Okay, gold. Missed it. We're not sure what kind of trend we're in here. The 50 is a little bit too flat for my taste, and we are range bound and very gappy here. Looks like as though, well, we probably could do some 20 deltas here, so I'm going to move this up here and look at doing playing both sides of this. I'm going to put it on the list for today for a 20 delta. I'm looking at the gold futures. It's probably going to gap up, and that's okay because we'll just continue up here, and then if we get a hook to the downside, that's when we'll jump in with a bear call. Need to trade. Okay, they just came off of earnings here, so we're waiting a while to see what happens here. We need probably another cycle or so after this earnings gap. Keep an eye on it. LinkedIn. We don't have earnings anywhere. Well, yeah, they're out here. All right. So what do we have here? We have converging moving averages. It's still in a long-term downtrend here on the weeklies. We have a hook up. I would be looking for something up here right now. I would not do a bullish trade on LinkedIn at this point. But I would do maybe an expiration of this week 20 delta like I did back here. That worked out pretty good. Didn't collect a whole lot of premium on it, but it worked out. So I'll be looking at that. Need a little bit more time on that one. Alright, we have a hook here on NDX. We could look at a expiration of this week. What would that give us? Why is it only showing 3 days? Do we have a holiday this week? I don't remember seeing that. Let's see here. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be 4 days to expiration. Why is it showing that? Does it show it for everybody else? No, that one's saying 4. Oh, I know. An NDX expires Thursday night. That's why. So do not stay in this trade overnight Thursday. Alright, so 20 delta. Which side are we looking at here? 20 delta on the bull put side. Oops. Let's get back in sync here. So we're looking on the put side. We're looking at 38.85. Oh, that's 80 cents. That's not bad at all. 38.85 is right around here. A little dicey for my taste. So I might have to go out another week and let some of that. Okay, we're looking at 36.60, which is a little bit better. That's 75 cents. That's not too bad. 38.60, which is right around here. It has possibilities if it moves up today, so I'm going to throw that on the 20 delta list. Alright, moving right along. Netflix. I'm sure they have earnings. Oh yes, they have earnings today after market. Ain't touching that. Priceline. No earnings. So it could be lining up for a 20 delta here on Priceline. Okay, so noted. Russell. We're trying to get up here to get in with a bear call. We'll have to wait on that one. That one needs a little bit more time to mature. Looks like it's gonna, I don't know what this means, so I still don't know what that means. SPX, we are in 20 delta territory here. We have a trade up here at, that must be at 1990. For sure. Yes, we do. Okay, so here we are with this trade. And we're looking to maybe put this in a wrapper and do one on the other side. So we're going to throw that on our list for today. Okay. Tesla. Earnings next week. We're looking for a bear call on this one. So that needs a little bit more time to mature. At least we got some stuff on our list for today. And last but not least, Visa. We are in setup territory on Visa. But their earnings are the 24th. That's Thursday also. We'll look at 3 o'clock if we get something that looks juicy. We might just jump into this one. So although some of these have earnings this week, it's later in the week, and we would only do like 50 delta on these. But be cautious because IV is going to increase on them. So anything that we have, like BIDU, CELG, and Visa, I believe, all have earnings this week, but increasing volatility is going to cause us to have to wait longer for them to get profitable. So they may not be worth the risk. So make sure you take a look at that. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.